from Sydney Flower School. This hopefully is the first of a daily little short video just to keep you all in touch with florals. As you may be able to see, I did a dash to the flower markets this morning, Sydney Flower Market, and I can say that I was really heartened to see that things were still operating, obviously not at the level as normal, but there were still florists there, there were still stylists there were still fruit and veggie, suppliers that have flowers in their stores. There was movement, around the car park, and everyone was, adhering to the social distancing rules, and everybody was being really pleasant. And I can say that just seeing these flowers this morning has given me my spirits a lift, and I'm hoping that it will with yours as well. Like I say, I'm planning to do this on a daily basis, just little short videos, nothing too intense that you have to sort of put your mind into gear for. There's a whole range of you out there that may benefit from this. Obviously, the population in general, whether you're a flower fancier or, just love your garden, whether you're already skilled or, becoming skilled and wanting to upskill, or maybe thinking about, a change of career. And isn't this a perfect time to be studying something new and it not impacting on your day-to-day, work time? You may have noticed on our Facebook page, Sydney Flower School, we are on all socials. Well, when I say all, we're on Facebook and Instagram, and we have our Sydney Flower School webpage, where all our courses, workshops and classes are listed. Obviously at this time they're all suspended, but go and have a look at what we do, and like I say, they're all listed there. Put your name on the waiting list if there's something that interests you, because like all small businesses, we're going to be back. We're coming back. And what we want to do is stay in contact with everyone in this time. And this is our way of doing it. We are going to be putting up, and for those of you who know, Kylie, my daughter, is the other half of Sydney Flower School, and she's been at me for a long time to, get online courses online. And this is a perfect time for us as well to, update our business and look at a different business model. And I know that a lot of people out there, are gagging for online courses. So we will be doing that. She's, madly getting all that, up online at the moment. It's a much bigger task than we ever imagined, but we will do it, and we do have the time to do it. So we'll be offering online courses, but this little, few minutes every day is just to keep you in touch and to hopefully, bring some happiness to your day each day as well. Now, getting back to our socials, I started just this last week putting up what flower is that, a daily what flower is this, actually it is. And I'm naming all the flowers as we go. Every day there'll be a new flower. I don't know for how long people have been asking me, how do I learn all the names of the flowers? And there's not a lot of resources out there, and we just haven't had time to do this. So this is a perfect time. And can I tell you, I'm sort of learning new things. Well, not new things, I'm relearning as I go, now that I'm looking through all my old files and everything. Oh yes, that's right, that belongs to that family. So, it's just as good for me. It's stimulating my mind as well. Coming to you, as you probably noticed, from my dining table, thank God for dining tables. And as time goes on, when it's looking very blank here at the moment, but as time goes on, I'm going to be doing some, you know, wall installations, hanging things, dried. So, you know, start foraging around your garden. If you've got some dried things at home, I'll be showing you things that will dry fresh. I've got some beautiful, I can't put my hand on it at the moment, but oh yes, here it is. Look, I've got some beautiful dollar gum. Here it is, which I bought this morning. Look at it, isn't it glorious? And that will dry, so it'll last, you know, fresh for a long time, but eventually it will dry and you'll be able to see it used in a dried fashion. So, you know, I don't have a lot here today that'll dry, but this definitely will. So with time, I'll be also showing you, you know, things that we can get more than one use out of. If you could see my balcony at the moment, it's just loaded up with masses of dried palm leaves and ferns and gosh knows what that we've, you know, brought out of our storage unit for me to be able to do these classes or these what are they, tutorials, I suppose, little tutorials. Now today, I won't go on for too long. Every day I'll be able to sort of you know, pass on some more tips and tricks and little bits of information. So I suffered badly from wanting to tell you everything in one go, and I realised that we've got a long time to get all that information to you. Now today, because I went to one of the reasons I went to the market was today is Tulip Day. What flower is this? We've listed tulips. And I think if you've already read the screed, it says that tulips are the one of the very few flowers that continue to grow after they've been picked. Now, just a little tip for you. When you get flowers in a sleeve like this, pull them from the bottom. You can see the sleeve is cone-shaped, and obviously if you slide it this way, it's going to get very tight at the top and maybe break some of the heads off. So always slide it down from the top and, you know, dispose of. I wish we could get rid of all these plastics. And I think I said to you that tulips continue to grow. Now I tried to get the tightest and to buy them tight so that, you know, you will see them grow. I tried to get the tightest ones I could. Oh yes, here's a really little tight one, right? Just this little one here, if you can see it. I would tell you that most of them were about that size this morning, and it's now midday, and so just in those few hours they've grown. All right, now this is quite a small variety anyway, as opposed to when I show you these beautiful double ones. But they will grow. They will grow. Now I'm going to measure them just so we can do a little exercise. So every day I'll measure them again and you'll see how they've grown. Now I've got this fabulous ruler here that belongs to a friend that will just see this now and say, oh, that's where it went. 46 centimetres. 46? Yeah, 46 centimetres now. 46 centimetres. Yep, from top to tail. Now I'm going to cut a little bit off this, so let's say 44 by the time I take a couple of centimetres off the bottom. Okay. Now the other thing that I said in the post was I don't think I actually stated it, but tulips are what they call phototropic, which means they grow to the light, and you will come out every day and find that, you know, they may have been straight or they may have been at that angle yesterday, and today they're doing this, or they're not all doing that, some of them are doing that, and I love that effect of them, and that's called dancing. That the tulips are dancing. How gorgeous is that? And that's what they do, and that's why really I like to think of tulips just on their own in a vase, but you know, obviously they do look beautiful with other things. The only thing about them growing is if you put them into, say, a wedding bouquet or a posy or something the day before, which is, you know, how we have to do it, you'll find that, you know, they'll have actually grown out of the design. So the idea is to keep them tighter, keep them down lower when you first put them into the design, and then the following day they'll sort of be up at the right height. Okay, now numbers of stems. We're going to go through this on a daily basis. All bunches have nominated numbers of stems in them, and things like we call these a main flower, obviously, because they're, you know, they have monetary and visual value. Most of these types of flowers, if we think of roses, gerberas, carnations, all those sorts of things, have 10 stems in a bunch. All right, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, 10 stems in a bunch. These leaves, long strappy leaves, you can see how they're sort of flagging already, and we don't want them in the water. So just be gentle, because tulip stems tend to be quite brittle. So just be careful when you're stripping the leaves. So just, you know, gently sort of pull them down and leave the top ones on. You know, for those people that know me, my mantra is make foliage your friend. I love foliage, and I love it on its own. I love it on its flowers. There's some things that, you know, don't have very nice leaves, but and, you know, we'll strip those off. But you can see that with this tulip that, you know, it would look very bare without those little top leaves. So we're taking those all off. Now, what did we say? 46 centimetres. I'll have to remember that for tomorrow. Now, so I'll make sure that they're all the same length. And I'm just going to stand them in this vase. Well, actually, they're all different lengths, so what we'll need to do now is cut them all to the one length. So I'll have to remeasure them, and that's all right. Okay, so let's cut them to the shortest one, which is here. Now, you can see that I'm going to cut them on an angle, and that's simply so that they'll have a larger surface area to absorb the water. Now, I'm hoping that you all know that as soon as you get flowers home, they start to heal over after 10 minutes. If you can see that, it's quite brown where it's healed over to retain its moisture and to keep out the bacteria, just like we do. So here we go. Let's measure it again. Get our famous tape measure. I know this is to do with building or architecture or something. Where are we now? We're back to about 42. I'm going to stand them straight into this vase. And let's see tomorrow what happens. I think they'll be up to about here. All right. Now, what I was going to say about the plastic sleeves is you can keep them in their plastic sleeve and it will keep them straight. Or alternately, you can just wrap them in a column around their top. It doesn't have to go right down to the stems, but around sort of probably halfway in quite a tight paper wrap. It can be newspaper, it doesn't have to be anything else. And even moist is good too, and that will keep them straight as well. Or if they've started to curve, like these ones have, but I'll show you why that's happened. Even if they've started to curve, it will straighten them up again. All right. Now, finally, this beautiful double remember that I've said, you know, buy them tight because they grow and the heads get bigger. I love the life cycle of a tulip. I like it even once the petals fall off. I love it when I come out to the table and, you know, some of the petals have fallen down and just the pistil of the flower itself is, and the stem is in the vase. You know, it gives me joy. I'm easily pleased. All right, so these would have never been as small as this because they're a bigger variety. They're actually a double, what's called a double tulip, because they have multiple rows of petals, if you can see. There's another flower called a parrot. Now this, I'm sort of torn this morning as to whether this is a double or a parrot. I think it's a double because it has so many petals. Parrots are double coloured. They're usually, you know, you might see a white with the green or red with the yellow, purple with the pink, and that's a parrot tulip. And then there's a, if you saw our daily post today, there's a frilly one too that looks like it's had, like, you know, the scissors made it frilly around the top. Now, look how much droopier these are. Now, again, there's two reasons for that, and that is they're getting older, and so obviously, can you see how tall these are compared to the others? And the strength has been, you know, going up into that head, and the stems are getting quite thin and soft. So that's what, and the same thing will happen with the white ones. So that's the difference. That's what I just wanted to show you. The difference in these are probably, you know, a couple of days old. These may be a week old, which is, you know, not a bad thing. They're still beautiful. But I'm actually going to cut them down. I don't have another vase here, so I won't do it yet. But I am going to cut them down and put them in a shorter vase to allow them to sort of hold their strength a little bit. I think that's all I wanted to tell you about tulips today. If you've got any questions, you know, please put them in the comments underneath. I hope I haven't babbled on too long, and I look forward to seeing you daily. I hope I can do it daily. See you daily, and please, if you have any questions, you know, anything you want to know, like I say, comment, send us a message, you know, comment on our Facebook page, whatever you want to do, and either Kylie or I'll, you know, answer. Now, because I'm here on my own, I'm going to have to go around there and turn the video off. So, bye everyone today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep that social distancing happening, and see you tomorrow. Bye.